Coming in at number one, Wonder Woman, to be released June 2017. Now, this is starring the most amazing, beautiful lady I've ever seen, Gal Gadot, as Wonder Woman. She is absolutely stunning, literally jaw-dropping stunning. I could not have picked, I could never have picked another actor to play Wonder Woman. I cannot wait to see her representing the sexy outfit of Wonder Woman, because we all know it's more the outfit than the plot of the story. Now, I'm only joking, guys. And we have the director, Patty Jenkins, and from what I know, he does pretty reasonable films. Let's hope that this one is going to literally knock my socks off. Coming in number two, Justice League, to be released sometime November next year, guys. So we have a huge list of actors here. I won't be able to cover them all, but I will give you just the main characters for the Justice League. So as you would assume, we're going to have Ben Affleck as Batman. We're going to have Henry Cavill as Superman, Ezra Miller as the Flash, which is probably the youngest, from what I read, is the youngest. That's right, the youngest Flash to ever, the youngest actor to ever play Flash. I should try and get that right the first time. We have Jason Momoa as Aquaman. I've never seen much of his actual material on screen. I think he did do a few roles in Game of Thrones, and you know, he didn't really do much in that for me to really get a good base on how he is as an actor. We do have Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, which was number one, and we do have rumored to play Joker, Jared Leto. And for those that don't know who Jared Leto is, he is the Joker that is playing in Suicide Squad, which is being released, I think, this month sometime in 2016. And the list really goes on and on for this guy. So coming in number three, Kong Island, March 2017, starring Samuel L. Jackson, Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, and directed by Jordan Vogt Roberts. Now, I'm not sure about you guys, but we all love a good King Kong movie, and I'm just hoping maybe Samuel L. Jackson will drop that famous "I'm tired of these motherfucking apes on this motherfucking island" kind of line, because you know what, that would just make my day. Coming in number four, Power Rangers, to release sometime in March 2017. We have our actors Naomi Scott as the Pink Ranger, Becky Gomez as the Yellow Ranger, Darcy Montgomery as the Red Ranger, R.C. Slyer as the Blue Ranger, and Ludi Lin as the Black Ranger. From what we know, the synopsis of the Power Ranger movie is Sabine's Power Rangers follow 5 ordinary high school kids who must become something extraordinary when they learn that their small town of Angel Grove and the world is on the verge of being obliterated by alien threat. Chosen by destiny, our heroes quickly discover that they are the only ones who can save the planet. But to do so, they will have to overcome their real life issues and band together as the Power Rangers before it's too late. Guys, I know what you're probably thinking. Power Rangers, really? But I have to admit, guys, once you get into it, and I grew up watching Power Rangers, I just, deep down inside me, my little childhood is like, I want some morphin' time. We have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, to be released May 2017, starring Zoe Saldana, Chris Pratt, and Elizabeth Debicki. Directors will be James Gunn. Now, guys, from what I've read here and what I'm reading and what I've learned about this movie is it's going to take on just a few years or some time past the first Guardians of the Galaxy. And if you remember, there was a figure there which is going to be Peter Quill's father, and I do believe the plot of this movie is going to be revolving around him somewhat. There's no exact confirmation on where this band of misfits are actually going to do and where it's going to go and where it's going to end, but we do know that it's going to be an entertaining movie at the end of the day. So I'm going to look forward to this. I enjoyed the first one, and the second one I'm hoping is just also going to knock my socks off. Hammer swinging God from above, Thor, in his new movie Ragnarok, to be released November 2017, starring Chris Hemsworth as Thor. We have Idris Elba and Tom Hiddleston, directed by Taika Waititi. I'm sure I really messed that director's name up. I do apologize if you're ever watching this video. Guys, from what we know, it's going to be a very basic Thor movie, fighting gods and demigods and all that stuff. But what we also know is Natalie Portman, the stunning Natalie Portman, will not be playing her usual role as Jane Foster. But we also know that Thor might have another kind of a love affair going on here, another love interest, and who knows where this plot's going to end up. It looks like it's going to be a really good movie. The great actors that are going to be here, from what I've read, it looks like it's going to be an interesting movie. Unfortunately, it was supposed to be released in July, but due to screening issues and production issues, it's been pushed back all the way into October, November, depending on your regions of where you're living. Transformers movie, which is titled The Last Night, which is supposed to be released sometime in June 2017. We have starring Mark Wahlberg, Laura Adcock, and Anthony Hopkins. We're going to have the same director from the last movie, Michael Bay, and some people will probably cringe at that because he's had some pretty decent films and he's had some pretty big flops of films where the fans just didn't like what he did with whatever movie he was directing. From what we know, there's very limited amount of information on what the plot is, but from what I've found online is that there is going to be an epic battle to save Earth from Unicron. And to fill you guys on, like, who the hell is Unicron and why does he sound so close to unicorn? Well, Unicron is the arch enemy of Optimus Prime, and he is also his twin brother. That's right. We're bringing in a family feud here, guys. It's going to get real nasty. What I'm looking forward most to is seeing if Bumblebee gets another makeover with his new Camaro. Who knows? Let's see what happens come next year. That friendly neighborhood, Spider-Man, with his new movie Homecoming, to be released in July 2017, starring Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, Tom Holland as the new and improved Spider-Man, and we have Marissa Tomei, who is Mrs. Parker, Spider-Man's auntie, and God does she look hot. We have also the director John Watts. From what we know of this plot series, from what we know of the plot, is that the title is actually based off a 1984 comic book from The Amazing Spider-Man number 252, and if that has got anything to do with the plot of the story, we know it's going to probably be the villain Vulture, who is Adrian Tomes, who works for Osborn Corp, and I'm sure he's going to be doing some testings on probably himself and ends up turning into the villain. It's going to be a pretty interesting movie to watch, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing this. There's been so much hate towards Spider-Man in the past few years and over the movies and not doing anything really well. We do know that this movie will be PG-13, as pretty much all Marvel movies are going to be rated, and it's going to be funny. There's going to be a lot of wacky and witty kind of lines in this, and I'm looking forward to that. It's nothing better than watching a good movie with a lot of action and a lot of comedy. We have Beauty and the Beast coming to your cinema in March 2017, starring Emma Watson, Dan Stevens, and Luke Evans. Our director for this film is Bill Connon. From what we know of this movie, guys, it should be pretty much the same as all the Beauty and Beast from the original 1991. So I'm going to assume that it's going to be the same kind of plot line. Maybe there might be a few changes here and there. So there is a prince called Prince Adam who is cursed by an enchantress, who saw pretty much no love in his life because he's just an arrogant prick. there is an old man. Oh, no, not an old man, but an older man. His name is Morris, who is an inventor who has a daughter who takes shelter in the Beast's castle because of Morris and his daughter Belle trespassing into his castle. He punishes Morris by keeping Belle in his castle for forever. And Belle finds him to be an absolute monster, and Prince Adam, the Beast, is just saying that she is difficult and stubborn. But soon they find out that they eventually have some common interests, and they start to love each other. And I think everybody has a happy ending at that time. They do have a bit of a kiss, and the spell is broken. Bada bing, bada boom. And that's the way the cookie crumbles, apparently. Coming in my final number 10, Star Wars Episode 8, coming to a cinema December 2017, starring Gwendolyn Christie, Daisy Ridley, Mark Hamill, and the director Rian Johnson. Now, we know that this is going to be based on 3 major characters, which is going to be Rey, Finn, and Poe. So we're starting off with Rey. We know that Rey ends up finding Luke Skywalker on an exotic planet, and that was given by a map by BB-8 and R2-D2 in The Force Awakens. We have a funny feeling that she will start learning the ways of the Jedi Force with Luke. The question is, will she become a Jedi Knight? We're not quite sure, but hopefully the secret will be released in this episode. Moving on to Finn, it's hard to say what his story is going to be and why he betrayed the First Order, but it will be an interesting story to see his origin and how he actually started getting into the First Order. Moving on to Poe. Poe is the top ace fighter for the Resistance. We can expect that Poe isn't going anywhere anytime soon. She will probably be roped into a lot of the highly classified Resistance missions. His stories will be it will also be quite interesting on how he stumbled into the Resistance, and it'll be interesting to see where his path leads to. Thanks for watching that video, guys. Don't forget to like my shit, comment, and subscribe. And if you want some more content, there's some video on the left-hand side, so click it. Until the next video, peace out.